Hey. All right, we're going to be eating here in just a second. All right, yeah. So today we've got, Subway, four sandwiches, each of them 6 inches, and we're going to see if their whole uh, changed menu thing is legitimate. Because I'm skeptical, but I would love to be wrong. My sandwich of choice is always Jersey Mike's, so we will see. Already out of the gate, because I ordered Subway not just for me, but for the whole family. Out of the gate, this Subway has fucked up twice. First, none of the sandwiches are toasted, and for my wife and kids, they had toasted sandwiches, or were supposed to, not toasted. So that's one screw up. They gave us one free cookie for that, but one of the sandwiches I ordered was supposed to be turkey, just basic turkey. I figure, that's one of the things that they flat out said, this is different. It's gonna taste different. It's a higher quality ingredient. So I was like, okay, yeah, let's go for the turkey. No turkey. They don't have any turkey. So they gave me ham instead, which I know that they swapped out the ham, but I already had something with ham on it, so it's not going to give me quite the diversity that I wanted out of this experience. So we'll see what happens. I'm just going to wait a couple minutes, see if anyone else pops in. My thing says 0 viewers, even though I can see that is not the case, but we'll see what's up. Now, none of these is labeled in any way. Fantastic. So each time I open up one of these, it's going to be a complete mystery. We have no idea what we're going to be getting. Alright, so I don't want these necessarily in the way, so I'll put them... I don't have a lot of desk space for this particular thing. I don't like food near my electronics, but, we'll make it work somehow. We'll make it work. Alright, so anyway, we are going to open up some sandwiches here. First sandwich, like I said, these are all 6 inches, so we will see what we get. Alright, so this one... What is this one? This one looks like it's on white. This is the ham that was supposed to be a turkey. Alright, it's shaved thin, or sliced thin, rather. It's not shaved, but sliced thin. But it doesn't look like there's much on here. So, this is what we got right here. Kind of messy. I have mayonnaise on here because, mayonnaise isn't bad with turkey, but mayonnaise is always a gamble for me when I tell someone else to put it on there, because a lot of people will murder a sandwich with mayo, especially around here. So let's find out what's going on here. Okay. So, like I said, this is supposed to be turkey and cheese. Very simple. Lettuce, tomato, onions, and cucumbers. I wanted to keep it pretty basic. No crazy things that are going to throw off the flavor. So I've taken a bite. I can't taste the ham at all, which is what they put in instead of my turkey. Oh. Got a little bit of it that time. That wasn't bad. So, to give you an idea, this is what we're looking at here. This little sliver here, that's my ham. Everything else is... So they're not giving you a generous portion of the meat. But the ham, last time I had Subway ham, it was just kind of bland, flavorless meat. This actually has a flavor to it. It tastes like ham, so... It's not bad. But the fact that there's so little ham on there is very disappointing. I mean, I guess I could say, double meat and everything, but that's really not the point. All right, so this next one. What is this one? Okay, so this next one is a cold cut combo. I got this one because it's a nostalgia one. When I was a kid, anytime, when we were living in California, my dad was stationed there when he was in the Navy. If we went to the drive-in, we would pick up Subway or pizza or something like that. And usually it was Subway, and usually we got some sort of cold cut combo. I think they called it cold cut trio back then, but now it's cold cut combo. So anyway, very much a nostalgia flavor. We would go to the drive-in. My dad would pop open the back of the van. We'd all hunker down in the back of the van with the back hatch open, put out some blankets and stuff, and we'd eat our sandwiches while we watched our movie. The first movie would usually be some sort of kids movie. Second movie would be whatever the adults wanted to see. And usually we were all asleep before then. So this is the nostalgia sandwich. We're going to see if it's any good. So on this one, the cold cut combo, it's like a basic kind of ham, a Genoa salami of some kind. I forget what the other meat is supposed to be. And then I just have it with a basic cheese. It's lettuce, tomato, pickles, onions, mustard, mayonnaise, like the way that my mom would get it when I was a kid. I wasn't expecting any huge changes on the cold cut combo because it's their bottom of the barrel, like one of the cheapest sandwiches that you can get. So the ham that they're using in this is definitely not the ham that is being used in just a ham. The bread seems better. I'm just trying the bread because that's one of the things they're supposed to be changing, and it seems better. Yeah, I was going to do it on Friday, but we had stuff that we had to get done on Friday. A lot of stuff came up, so I had to push it. Stuff happens. That's the other meat. bologna. This one tastes the same. It's almost identical to the way it was before. Okay, yeah, so my wife is saying here in the chat that she had a meatball. It was supposed to be toasted, didn't come out toasted, but she said it was okay. It tasted a little bit fresher, a little bit cleaner, not as like oily or greasy. And she said the presentation on it was better. So there's that. You know, if you like meatballs. All right, so to recap, the total subs that I got, the first one I had was supposed to be a turkey on white. They ran out of turkey, apparently, over at the Subway, so they put ham on it. Totally different flavor profile, but whatever. It's not bad. The ham does taste different than it did before, but they give you so little on it that, I mean, some people don't get a lot of vegetables on their sandwich, but I do. I like to load up my sandwich and get like a fat sub. All right. The second one was the Kolka combo, which is the bologna ham and I think it's Genoa salami. I think. What's this one? I have to figure these out as I go because they didn't label them. So this one here feels odd. The bread's very hard, like I'm pulling hard at this. This was not a toasted sandwich. This is supposed to be their multigrain, which would make the chicken, the oven roasted chicken. This multigrain is tough. And I don't mean like good tough like it was made that way. I mean like no. Already this sandwich is scoring the worst out of the ones I got because that is not good bread. All right. Let's see here. So there's supposed to be chicken on here. Right now, I see no chicken. Nothing in there. I don't see any chicken. This is the oven roasted chicken. It's got, it's supposed to have lettuce, tomato, pickles, cucumbers, onions, and ranch. Except I think I didn't get pickles on this, but I see pickles on this. So, oh, and cheddar cheese. There's also bacon on here. Taste this meat just by itself here. The chicken doesn't seem as chewy, which is good. Bacon's bacon. Alex says, honestly, I haven't ordered any actual sandwich from Subway in a while. I do not like the bread anymore. After all of my time baking during the lockdown, I just go for the bowls and turn them into salads with extra meat. Yeah, it's probably a good strategy. I don't generally order from Subway anymore. For sandwiches, I always go to Jersey Mike's now at this point. I don't have much of a reason to go to Subway once the Jersey Mike's came into town. Before Jersey Mike's, I would be doing Jimmy John's, and sometimes we'd go to Firehouse. Yeah, it was Subway tasted very different when I was a kid, very different. So when they said that they were going to revamp stuff, I was really hoping to kind of recapture that feeling from when I was a kid. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No. This one, definitely the worst of the three I have so far. The meat's fine, but the bread is just terrible. It is tough. It's hard to get through. And it's not like tough toasted because they forgot to toast every sandwich we got. It's just tough bread. It's like dense. It's not good. Not loving it. It's unfortunate. Finishing off the last of my monster here. The bread also kind of has like its own flavor. If I go down one town away, I can get excellent stuff. Dude, I miss Big Town Hero. I used to live in Oregon. We lived just around the Portland area. Anytime I'd go into town for school, if I had like a little extra cash and something like, I would stop at the Big Town Hero that was on the corner there, and it's not there anymore, I guess, but I loved Big Town Hero. They have excellent sandwiches. They don't have like a super like unique flavor profile. Like it's not like, oh my god, like the sandwiches here have like a gimmick. It's a sandwich made well. That's it. It's very to the point. So this last sandwich should be an Italian BMT, because this is the iconic sandwich for me. This is the one I always got when I was in high school and I was ordering my own sandwiches and shit like that. The Italian metric is something that is difficult for someone to pull one over on me on, because I'm originally from out east. I grew up in mostly in Maine. I lived in Boston. Italian sandwiches are all over the place there. You can't fuck around with an Italian sandwich. It's got to be good. Once I got out into the world, out of my little small town in Maine, there wasn't really much of a reason to get an Italian BMT from Subway, because you had so many options. Yeah, I do miss a lot of restaurants out in Oregon. I really liked Sushi Kata when we would go out there. Super Torta, also really good. I really miss Super Torta, actually. That place was legit. Okay, so Italian BMT, looking scrawny. Looking a little scrawny. This is not a good start. So Italian BMT is supposed to be ham, salami, pepperoni. This one is supposed to have lettuce, tomato, pickles, onions, green peppers, salt, pepper, mustard, and mayonnaise. If they had some sort of like decent vinaigrette over at Subway for the flavor, I would have included it. If they had given me the option to add oregano, I would have done that, but they didn't give me an option, even though I know they have it. So Subway changes for the worse. Well, we're gonna see. We're gonna see. So this is the iconic sandwich for me. This is the one I've had so many times that I can tell you if it's gonna be the same, if it's better or it's worse. It's on Italian herb and cheese. The bread on this one is also feeling a little dense, like the multigrain. Like what even is that? Why would I be able to do that with bread? It's bread. I don't understand. Like, why? All right, here we go. It's different. Okay, well, bread is tough. We already figured that one out because, I'm basically knocking on this thing. Yeah, it gets stale really fast. It's kind of weird. You think with how many preservatives were in it, it wouldn't. Okay, so BMT, not great. Not terrible. It's not the worst sandwich here. That definitely is going to go to the oven roasted chicken. But so the problem with the BMT that I'm getting here is that really all I'm tasting is the pepperoni. Which pepperoni isn't bad. But if they've got a new ham, which it looks like they included the new ham on here instead of the janky old cold cut combo ham. Yeah, it's that thin sliced, that better ham. You think you would want to be able to taste that ham. But I can't. I'm not getting any of that ham. And whoever made my sandwich absolutely fucking loved mustard because this thing is murdered with mustard. Like when I get condiments on a sandwich, I just kind of want it as like a lubricant almost. I don't need to taste only mustard and mayonnaise. I don't need it. Mustard and mayonnaise is fine in moderation. But goddamn. Yeah, they absolutely love this mustard. I mean, the mayo was a little out of control in one of these other ones. But the mustard is the culprit on this one. Okay. So this is the Italian urban cheese bread. That cheese tastes burnt. Like just straight up burnt. It doesn't taste like cheese. I don't know. I'm sure someone has tasted burnt cheese before. Like it gets down on a burner, or it sits too long in a pan, or something like that. That's what it tastes like. That's what that bread tastes like. So. Not a fan of that. Well, that is weird. Okay, so it is hard as hell on the outside, but this is like soft and mushy on the inside. I don't know if I can. Yeah. Okay, so hard on the outside, soft and mushy on the inside. Like it's like wet, but the thing is it's only making contact with salami. Salami is not that wet of a meat. I expect this from like Firehouse, because Firehouse like boils their meat or something before they throw it on their sandwiches. They think that tastes good over there. It's terrible. I don't know why you'd be like, oh, hold on, we're just gonna grab your lunch meat out of the sauna out back, slap it on this fucking bread, just have sweaty meat. It's kind of nasty. I'm not really big on Firehouse. I know some people really, really like Firehouse. I don't. Some of their sandwiches are good. Like if you get a sandwich that's meant to be like a hot sandwich, perfect. You get a sandwich that's not meant to be a hot sandwich, it's still a hot sandwich, and then it's wet. It's a wet sandwich. If you want to eat Firehouse, you have to eat it there in the place. You don't take it home. You're just going to have mush by the time you get home. Okay. close to a moist Wonder Bread recipe. I don't know. I wouldn't. Maybe. It's not good. It's too bad because the Italian herb and cheese should theoretically be a very good. It sucks because the Italian BMT is my favorite sandwich that they had, and now it's just pepperoni. It's like if I wanted a pepperoni sandwich, I would have just got a pepperoni sandwich. I'm not getting anything else off of that besides the pepperoni. The fact that I'm getting burnt cheese on top of it, not great. And I gotta say, I don't have a very picky or sophisticated palate. I'll eat a lot of stuff. I'll still probably eat this whole damn thing. Like, it doesn't matter to me. But that doesn't automatically exempt it from my criticism. I'm still going to be, very truthful and honest about what I'm tasting. So we're going to go back through the sandwiches here real quick. We're going to give them another once over, give them another chance to prove themselves. So we're back to the base ham, and this is definitely their new ham. It's definitely a new flavor. Now the other thing they were supposed to have changed is they said they were doing better ingredients as far as the vegetables go. So I got to pay a close attention to that as well. Okay. Well, the lettuce is not brown. That's good because there has been times where I've gone to Subway and gotten brown lettuce before. I should have gotten jalapenos on one of these because Gus Johnson has a whole thing on how many stems he gets with the jalapenos in Subway sandwiches. Like, they're really bad about it. And I'm wondering if the stems are less common now that the ingredients are like better quality, but okay, so right now the ham, the most basic bitch of the sandwiches, is performing the best for me. It's clear, to the point, tastes like ham. The vegetables are nice and crisp, crunchy. The other problem I have with Subway sometimes is their tomatoes. Their tomatoes are not gnarly and gross this time, so that's a tick in the positive column. So this is the cold cut combo here. Bread is a little crispy on top, but it's not dense. It's not super hard. I can easily just kind of, break it up. I don't have to like really gnash into it. It's not bad, but again, this sandwich also has mustard on it, and whoever made this sandwich is just destroying it with the mustard. I also only got one tomato on this, maybe two, because I've only taken a few bites of this one, and the only tomato I see is right here in the back. I love tomatoes, and I'm just not getting any tomato. So that's great. All right, now we're heading back to my nemesis, the chicken bacon. I think this multi-grain bread is supposed to be new, and it's dog buns. Saying it. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. How do you give that to people? I don't understand how you get bread out of the oven like that and go, oh yeah, man. Because it's not like hard bread. It's not like toasted bread or crispy bread. It's dense for no reason. It's just hard to get your teeth through. You know, it's like, who wants that in a sandwich? You would want bread like that if you were dipping it in something, you know, like a roll that you were. That bread genuinely bothers me because it even has a flavor of its own that's also not good. And this is the bread that they recommended with this because now when you have you do an order on DoorDash, they give you sort of a recommended configuration for the sandwich. So this isn't even like I went out of my way to get this bread and then did not like the bread. This was like Subway saying, yo, you know what goes great with the oven roasted chicken? This multi-grain bread. It's like, all right, I'll try that because I wanted a little diversity in here. It's ass. It's complete ass. And I don't hate multi-grain bread. I've gotten it at the grocery store plenty of times. I mean, I don't get it for the family because we like to keep it basic with the kids, but I got nothing against multi-grain bread. I like most breads, you know. I'm not picky about my bread. I'll eat white, wheat, multi-grain, whatever kind of crazy ass breads. Potato bread is pretty decent. They all got their places in my heart, but that's buns. It's absolute buns. Maybe they reduce the amount of sugar in the bread and the other tastes are coming through. That's possible. Because I think it can't be legally considered bread in the UK or something, right? Like over in Europe. Ireland. Okay. That is a disappointing sandwich. That's the one I've eaten the most of so far too, just because I'm trying to wrap my head around how bad it is. Classified as cake. Oh no. Here, here's your ham on cake. That sucks, man. Oh, sure the Irish had a field day with that one. All right, so this is the BMT here. This has also got not good bread, but it's because it tastes burnt. Mmm. Hmm. I actually just got a really big bite of tomato on that one. That was actually really nice. That was a good tomato. That's probably the best tomato I've had from Subway ever, actually. It's a shame it's on this piece of shit. Okay. All right. Okay, so I got a little addendum here for the BMT. Might be all right if you don't get it on the Italian urban cheese. You won't get that burnt flavor. And as soon as I got a little bit of vegetable in there that was not just, shredded lettuce, because this is supposed to have a bunch of onions, pickles, and tomato on here. I've basically eaten all the onions that are on the sandwich. I still got half the sandwich left. There's a pickle on here and a tomato left. Now, once I get a bite of those vegetables, this isn't a bad sandwich because it cuts that pepperoni a little bit and you actually taste other stuff. but without the benefit of those vegetables in each bite, all you're getting is pepperoni. That's all it is, which sucks because you got 2 other meats in there, and all you're gonna get is pepperoni. Should have just ordered a pepperoni. It'd be the same damn thing. All right, so right now, if we're ranking the sandwiches that I got, remember we have a ham that was supposed to be a turkey. That's on white lettuce, tomato, pickles, onions with mayo. Actually, does it? No, it doesn't have pickles because I originally ordered it as a turkey. So no pickles, has cucumber. Okay, so we also have the cold cut combo, which is the nostalgia sandwich: lettuce, tomato, pickles, onions, mustard, mayonnaise, pepper, with just the American cheese. The oven roasted chicken on sponge, I guess is what we're gonna say. Multi-grain bread, more like multi-pane bread. It's the meat is not bad on it, but it's chicken, bacon, lettuce, tomato, cucumber, and ranch. And I think it was with cheddar cheese. And then the Italian BMT that I've talked about at length. So if I'm going to rank these, oddly enough, the fuck up sandwich is the best one. The one where it was supposed to be a turkey and I ended up getting ham. That one's the best one because it actually has like a flavor that comes through. The stuff works. It jives. The bread is not super chewy. It's not dense. The meat now is sliced pretty thin. It's not... There's this thing that you get with certain deli meats. I can't remember the term we used to use for it, but it was like you could see when meat had a lot of filler based off of how it was sliced, because I used to work in a deli, and Jenny O meats always have that like really compressed filler look anytime you slice them. Sometimes they taste good, like if you get a sun-dried tomato turkey, but that it doesn't change the fact that it's garbage meat that's just compressed, and if you shave it too thin, it just flakes. It just shoots off of the slicer and you can't get slices out of it. So when you see something this thin, like this meat that's, there we go, that's that thin, you know that it can't have too much filler in it, because otherwise it would just tear into little bits. It would just go all over the place. You can't get a really quality thin slice out of shitty compressed meat. So this is supposed to be Black Forest ham. I believe them. I think it's more ham than Black Forest. That's a good thing. And it tastes good. It comes through and everything is pretty decent. The white bread they got here is crispy. And I don't mean like crispy like it was toasted, crispy like it's got a little bit of a crackle to it. When you touch it, it's flaky. It's not bad. I like it. And it's the best one, even though it wasn't supposed to be ham. It's supposed to be turkey. Yeah, it just shatters into little pieces. Just it's awful. So the fact that they can get it that thin is kind of like your first clue that it is a better ingredient. So that's good. The cold cut combo, I think, is exactly the same. I don't think they touched it, because the ham on this one is like I don't even. It might not even be ham on here anymore, because it just looks like that kind of Genoa salami, the bologna, and I don't see ham on here actually, so it might not be ham anymore, or maybe it never was. Maybe I just imagined that. I see multiple meats on here, but it tastes exactly the same. I got the cold cut combo the exact way I always get it. It's completely the same. Nothing different about it. So that doesn't go well for their vegetable thing, because if they're saying they got better quality ingredients for their vegetables, I should be at least getting that out of this. But again, they skimped on the tomatoes, and this one's been murdered with mustard, so it could... So mustard and tomato together is a flavor that a lot of people don't like. I think it has a very distinct flavor. Most people don't want mustard with tomato. They want mayonnaise with tomato. But I like mustard with tomato. And if the tomato is like really high quality, you get sort of a really, really good mix of those flavors. And because I'm not, the tomato is at the very end of the sandwich, you know. So maybe if I like turn it around. Now, see, that ain't bad. Their tomatoes are different. The oven roasted chicken is balls. I would rather put someone's, I mean, not their unwashed balls. I mean, obviously, you know, you got to keep it clean. But I think I'd rather have someone's sack in my mouth than put this sandwich in my mouth, or rather pay to put this sandwich in my mouth. It's buns. That multigrain bread is just not good. It's dense. It has a bad flavor. I want to like it because I really used to like the oven roasted chicken. Let me just taste the chicken by itself with the. Okay, so this sandwich being shitty is almost entirely, it's almost entirely that bread. Because the meat, it's not stellar, but it's not awful either. But I think the oven roasted chicken might be the same too. Maybe they just cooked it better. Because it used to be that the oven roasted chicken, when they would cook it, they would take it, they'd put it in a separate thing, they'd run it through their little oven microwave thing, whatever it is that they got back there. And a lot of times they'd overcook the shit out of it. So it would be like the flavor was, it was overdone. It was overcooked chicken. If you've ever had overcooked chicken, it was that, but in like a patty. This is not overcooked. So maybe they just cook it better, and this is what it's supposed to taste like when it's cooked correctly. I don't know. But that sandwich is ass. Yeah, if I'm ranking it, it's the ham, the cold cut, the BMT, and if I had like non-existent sandwiches to put before the oven roasted chicken, I would do that, and then oven roasted chicken would be at the very bottom. Like I'm almost offended to look at it. It's not good. It's not good. I'm gonna eat some more of this ham though. That ham really ain't bad. Kind of like it. The kids had a ham sandwich. I wonder if they liked it. My middle child probably didn't. She didn't like anything, but no, this is the ham one. This one doesn't suck. This one's good. How were the meatballs on yours? Like you said, it tasted cleaner. No, I am no that oven roasted chicken. I am not going to be eating that. That's going in the trash when I'm done with the other sandwiches. All three of these other sandwiches I consider more edible than this one. The BMT I might not bother with just because I don't really want to taste burnt cheese. And that's what I'm getting from it. It's just burnt cheese, and it's so disappointing. Yeah, that's been one of the problems with the meatballs in the past. They taste like they've been sitting there in the tub just all day. So if they didn't taste like that, that's like a huge step up. I know that that should be like the bare minimum for a meatball, is it doesn't taste old, but we got to kind of grade them on a curve a little bit, because we're coming from previous Subway to new Subway. Mm. One thing I got to mention, the cheese that I got, not all of these sandwiches have cheese on them. The BMT has provolone. The ham has American. Um, the chicken one had cheddar on it, but I can't taste the cheddar in there. So maybe it doesn't have cheddar in it. Coca Combo didn't have any cheese. So the cheese it's okay. When you're eating the whole sandwich, you don't taste the cheese at all. But my last bite of the ham there, I actually got like a big clump of cheese. Tasted okay. Just American cheese. It's pretty standard American cheese, so. Grab 2 slices of bread, throw the shitty one away. So you still, just get some bread, take out all the filling, put it on a different thing of bread. The thing is I've got plenty of food here. I'm not gonna go hungry. This basically amounts to 2 feet of sandwiches. I don't need to eat it all. I weigh enough as it is. This is solely for taste testing purposes, and then I'm deciding whatever doesn't suck gets to be actual dinner. So, how does this rate in terms of like versus other sandwich places? Still bottom of the barrel. Like bottom of the barrel. Like I cannot think of a sandwich place that this is pulled ahead of. We mentioned Big Town Hero. Big Town Hero is still, for anyone who watches this, because I am going to put this up on YouTube after. So for anyone who watches this from Oregon, from that area, Big Town Hero is still representing that area with pride. You guys are still kicking the crap out of Subway. I'd rather have a Jimmy John's sub than this one. I would eat at Firehouse before I ate at Subway, which, I mean, I would have rather eaten at Firehouse before, but I don't really like Firehouse that much. A lot of their meats are sweet. They're sweaty. The sandwich is wet and soggy. If you don't eat it as soon as you get it, they're not terrible sandwiches, but I don't like them. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, Jersey Mike's still top of the heap. There's even a couple local places around here. Like there's a place downtown called Even Stevens where I got a Cubano once, and that was pretty good. I don't like a lot of their other gimmicky sandwiches. They have a lot of like really gimmicky sandwiches, but their Cubano is solid. It's a solid sandwich. They don't like overdo it and try and do anything special with it. It's just a Cubano. So yeah, this menu change of Subway's is overblown. I would say they're mostly full of shit. The ham seems to be good. I wish I could have tried the turkey, just because turkey is one of those ones that has like such a subtle flavor that if you get it, I can really appreciate it. Like if you can nail that subtle turkey flavor in there. And that's why I got mayonnaise on it and a couple other things that aren't strong, because I wanted to be able to pick up that subtle flavor. And I just didn't get a chance to have that one now. They have a few new sandwiches over there. They're Cali Fresh sandwiches, but all the Cali Fresh sandwiches are basically just baseline ingredient, like they're Cali Fresh turkey, ham, roast beef. It's the base ingredient, but they add in like avocado, smashed avocado. And I don't know if they're winning people over with smashed avocado. I don't eat avocado. I don't like avocado. I think it's poop. My wife does like avocado. I suppose I could have gotten one of those sandwiches for her, but I don't think it would have gone well because she doesn't like much from Subway if it's not a meatball. So she could have, tasted the avocado and been like, this is all right, but then the rest of the sandwich would have been ass. So, and that wouldn't have made for a very good dinner for her. So yeah, against other sandwich places, I suppose if every Jersey Mike's in the state burned down, if Jimmy John's was no longer freaky fast and it was just like slow as molasses, and I guess if Firehouse closed down, or maybe I would go to a Subway again. Maybe. Right now, not looking good. It's not looking great. Which is a shame because one of my favorite sandwiches from them from when I was a teenager is right here, and I have no interest in eating it. No, the tuna has not changed. The thing with the tuna is they haven't changed the tuna, but the problem with the tuna originally is interesting because it's not that it doesn't have tuna in it. That was the thing that made headlines. That was the big thing that Subway was hit with, was the whole like, oh, there's no tuna, and there was a lawsuit or something like that. It's not that there's no tuna, because the complaint was amended after the fact to specifically address a specific type of tuna. I've never had a problem with their tuna, but I also am not a big connoisseur of seafood, fish of any kind. You could tell me it was cat food, and I probably would not know the difference, just because. Tuna is about as far as I can go with anything that comes out of the ocean, so, take that as you will. What you're saying is, if everyone died but someone was working at Subway, you'll eat or starve. Yeah, I might even starve. Like, there's got to be other food places, right? Like, there's probably a tree outside with leaves on it. Probably, and it's free. I don't have to pay for it. The thing is, these sandwiches are expensive. You remember the $5 footlongs, back in the day. These 6 inches, these are all 6 inches. Only one of them was under $5. Only one. Everything else was $6 and up, and that's for a 6-inch. And these are not quality ingredients, for the most part. This is not good bread for the most part. It's pretty hard to screw up white bread, So if Subway wanted to go the route of being the cheap sandwich that you can just go in, grab, and $5 footlongs, $6 footlongs, whatever, fine, that's fine. I can respect that. That is an angle, that is a hustle, that's a place, that's a way where you can keep your place in the market and not be pushed out by everybody else. But this is more expensive than it's ever been. I mean, the oven roasted chicken, it's a 6-inch. And it cost almost $8. And it's a 6-inch. And it's ass. I can go to Jersey Mike's and get a massive, like this big, 13, which is their Italian, has a fuckload of meat on it. And load that thing up with veggies, quality ingredients. I will be stuffed for the rest of the night after eating one of those things. $13. That's $5 off from this dinky, sad little oven roasted chicken. And oven roasted chicken is supposed to be like one of their like mid to top tier ingredients that they have. Nah, man. Can't eat it. Sucks. Cold cut combo is their cheapest sandwich, and it comes in at just under $5. That's their cheapest sandwich that I saw anyway. I mean, There could be one that's cheaper that isn't listed on DoorDash or something, but. The cold cut is it's mustard. I'm biting into mustard. I like mustard, but I don't like it. I don't want a mustard sandwich. So that's my thoughts on the Subway thing. Their whole, I suspected that their bit about like, oh, it's new ingredients and it's new and improved and we're putting on a new face and everything's different. I suspected that was going to be a bit of an exaggeration, but I didn't think it was going to be complete bullshit, because with just a few exceptions on here, it's the same shit. It's the same shit. And that's disappointing. Time's up. Come on. I'm going to give it just a couple more minutes here because I'm looking at the thing. We're almost at 60 minutes even, so I'll wait till that point. Has anyone else in the chat tried the new Subway stuff? What was your experience with it? I don't think anyone else has tried it. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't be here to find out what my thoughts are on it. But yeah, maybe. Because I'm not happy. I'm not pissed. It's not like they completely just screwed the pooch and gave me inedible food. Like I can eat this. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna try on Friday, so I'll tell you. Just give it a shot. Let me know, because one other thing that I need to have is like a little asterisk here before we finish, is that my wife and I have lived in a lot of different places in the country. We've lived in every state on the West Coast. I've lived in a bunch of states on the East Coast, in the middle of the country. We've been all over the place. It is true that chains can taste different depending on where you are. And that has never been more true than where we live right now, in Utah. Now, in Utah, a lot of the chains, specifically in this town, as a matter of fact, don't taste as good than if we just went 2 towns over. We can go 2 towns over and Burger King tastes different than the Burger King close to us. Which, you don't really want as a chain, but it's a sad fact. So that's why I'm interested in hearing what other people's experiences are with this new Subway menu, because this is from a Subway that's relatively close by to us. But if I hear something different from, say, Oregon or Massachusetts or Florida or Colorado or something, I'd be interested in hearing that. I'd be interested in knowing if the menu overhaul is just completely different, because you also have different franchise rules from state to state and things like that. So yeah, let me know. We'll have a comment section once this goes up on YouTube, so let me know down in the comments. I'll be linking this on Twitter if you saw it through Twitter or whatever, comment on Twitter, and I'll be keeping a close eye on that. As far as other stuff goes, I just put out a new episode of the podcast with Tom Sweeney today, so that's out. That is up now on Spotify. It's on YouTube, Legends and Lore, with a little ampersand instead of the word and. So that actually matters because of reasons. So that's up. We have 2 episodes up now. I have the Legends and Lore After Dark with my wife. That one's on YouTube. It's not on Spotify yet. We're going to wait till after episode 2 before we put it up on Spotify. So yeah, we're going to have it up on iTunes. iTunes has a few more hoops that we have to jump through to get it on there. If you guys have any platforms that you want it on, let us know over there in the comments so that we can get on it. I have a service now that lets us, quickly post to other platforms. So besides that, we'll have new stuff coming up here pretty soon. I'm gonna have some art coming out, but that's not something we really discuss much here. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you next time. Probably not with food, probably just with a game next time, but you never know. I mean, last time it was Mountain Dew. We got through that one pretty quickly though, and it was very disappointing as well. Kind of a trend with these, so maybe I won't be so disappointing with video games next time. We'll see what happens. Have a good one.